Yo, surfing is the most complex and demanding sport. You gotta perform in this liquid environment that's constantly changing while you're constantly holding your breath, and this brings up some really unique and specific requirements from your body. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can build the perfect home gym to meet all these requirements, and it's gonna be a lot cheaper and a lot simpler than you might think. What's up? My name is Kyle Russ here with Hydromind. If this is your first time here, I'm posting the best tips and tricks for you to catch more waves, catch better waves, and to extend your surf career by years by living a healthier life. And so if that's something that you're into, please consider liking and subscribing. With that, let's get started. All right, I'm just gonna head downstairs here, and I'm gonna start in the living room, and this is gonna be the most important part here. And like I said before, it's gonna be super simple and super cheap stuff. And the reason I wanna start here is this is where almost everything happens here. I have a home gym in the garage, which we'll go to later, but for now, this is where I do most of my stuff. This is where I do a lot of the self-care, lots of body weight work, and lots of paddle strength work. And this is where I would recommend you set up your stuff to begin with. All right, so number one is I got a yoga mat, and I always use this yoga mat almost every single day just to stretch. Stretching is mandatory maintenance for me. I ignored it for so many years, and I paid the price with a lot of aches and pains, but now if I don't stretch for a day, I really notice it. And to go along with that stretching, I use the exercise ball or a Swiss ball, and this is something that I've become obsessed with lately. I'm gonna start talking about this a lot more. This is so versatile, not just for mobility, but a lot of strength training too as well, a lot of balance training and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. And then alongside that, I like to use this massage gun as well. The massage gun, they're kind of expensive and not necessary, but for me, I like to do a lot of work on my hips, and I have the massage ball. But the massage ball, I find it takes a lot of time, a lot more effort to get these sort of tricky places, where this can get it better in a much shorter amount of time. Not necessary, but this is necessary. This will be great for working out your muscles and getting rid of those knots and staying healthy. The second thing, the next thing is a kettlebell. Now this is the most versatile tool here, so I keep a 30-pounder here, just one. I used to do a lot of workouts with two, but I find I get so much more done when I use one, because you use all the compensation muscles. Because you're off balance, so it really helps to build your balance and then build your muscles in a much more way that's conducive for performing in a liquid environment like surfing. And the next one are these Indian clubs. These are 1-pounders, and these are all for shoulder health for me. A lot of stand-up mobility work where you're swinging my arms around, and then a lot of breath training goes along with this too. So this is like more of a warm-up kind of thing, and along with shoulder health. And then I have the push-up bars. And I like to use the push-up bars because when you're doing push-ups, it's good to go deep so that you're really stretching out your chest muscles, because that makes a wider range of motion. So it also will collapse your body forward less, and it keeps you help stay open so you have better posture when you're surfing. And so that's what I have for down here. So as we move out of the living room, this is the most important part. These are the power bands that I use to build in paddle strength. Now, whatever your goals are as a surfer, you want to be ride barrels, do big airs, surf big waves, surf long sessions, all that on wave stuff is all gonna come by increasing your wave quantity. Now, this is actually just the foundation of surfing, just getting out there. To catch even one wave, you have to have paddle strength, but if you want to catch lots of waves, you have to have great paddle strength. So for me, this is the most important thing any surfer can have in their gym, is to grow your paddle strength between surf sessions. That way, that every time you enter the water, you're better and better and better. You can surf longer, you have more confidence, you're catching better waves. And then the only other thing down here is a pull-up bar that I have there in the doorway. Now, I do lots of pull-ups on that, but that's better for doing shoulder stretches. And it's really important to stretch out your shoulders for shoulder health. I've had shoulder injuries, and doing the hanging from that bar has been super important. If you click this link right here, you can see that video there. So now we're gonna head out to my gym out in the garage here. All right, so we'll just head out to the back deck here. Out on the deck, got a little organic garden here. Beets, carrots, spinach, strawberries, peas, beans, potatoes. All right, here in the garage, here's my wife's car. This is where I used to park my truck until I made this gym, and I'll just rearrange the camera and I'll show you exactly what we got here. All right, starting off, the most important thing, this is kind of a new addition, and this is the exercise bike. And the reason I like to do this is because I like to do high intensity interval training, and to switch things up between upper body and lower body is great because I can't do paddle strength training all the time. Doing lower body is super important. So this thing was pretty cheap, and the great thing about an exercise bike as compared to a treadmill is that you can adjust the speed just with your effort. You don't have to hit a button to make the treads go faster, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do any long droning cardio. So all sprints I do on this is very quick workouts. And this is something that I love and I use a lot. It's really great for blowing out the lungs and to incorporate a lot of breath hold training with that as well. Next is skipping rope. Something that I wouldn't want to be without. This is great for explosiveness, great for balance. That calf strength is really, really important for when you're on the wave. Actually, so skipping is a great tool to have, and you can get a great cardio workout in a really, really short amount of time with these, so I love to use that. And then next, moving on to strength training. I have a range of kettlebells, but I want to start with these steel maces because I've been doing strength training for literally years and years and years, and I've done a kettlebell a lot, and I love the kettlebell. It's so versatile. But to keep things interesting, I started to move on to these steel maces, and I was really, really surprised with how much harder it was. I thought it was going to be way better at it than I actually was. So it's been great to progress through these. Great for shoulder strength, great for balance because it's so off-centered, and you can, when you're swinging it around, you're constantly having to compensate. So this is great for balance. So actually, what I did, I bought this 20-pounder at first, and it was too heavy at first to be doing this kind of stuff, so I had to progress to it. So I had to buy that 10-pounder. And then I have another set of heavier Indian clubs that I use that are a lot more for strength training. These are a little more intense. And like I said, I have a range of kettlebells. I have 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and this one's 50 pounds. 50 pounds I only use very rarely, but it's good to mix it up every once in a while to keep your body guessing. Foam roller for health. And if you look up above here, you can't quite see it, I got a pull-up bar, always doing pull-ups, always doing shoulder health. And then the last thing, this is the most important part, is the battle ropes. Now these are something that I can't be without now. Because of the upper body endurance demands of paddling all the time, these are like sprinting for your arm. So doing these all the time has really, really given me one of the biggest leaps in my progression as far as explosiveness and long-term endurance goes. And so the same thing like with the bike, where I don't do any long endurance training, I just do sprints. So like I said, this is sprinting for your upper body, so you can really smoke your upper body in a really short amount of time, and this is great for that. So this, I really, really recommend these. I could probably take or leave most of this stuff, so other than this and maybe the bike and the kettlebell. So that's super, super important. That is pretty much it. Like I said, it doesn't take much to have a really, really simple home gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to go to the swimming pool. You don't need to pay a gym membership. A lot of this stuff, you just need to buy one time. It'll last you your whole entire life, and then you can meet all those demands that the ocean is gonna bring. And then when you incorporate things like breath hold training with your workouts, you are really, really gonna be able to perform at a high level in the ocean, and that's what it's all about. If you wanna learn any more about how to use these, just keep following my YouTube channel, or if you want to learn more about my paddle strength training program or my breath training program, there'll be links in the description so you can elevate your training right away. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Again, if you like this stuff, please hit like and subscribe. And if you wanna know where you can get any of this stuff, there'll be links in the description to all that stuff. So thanks a lot for watching. My name's Kyle Russ.